Good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. I'm Paul Clark and welcome to my studio. Now, for those of you who follow each week, last week there wasn't a video, and that was really because of Storm Eunice that came to visit us. So we didn't have any power for 4 days, and here's me trying to keep warm by the open fire. Now I know this storm is nothing compared to what a lot of you guys have, but for us in the UK, everything nearly ground to a standstill. So anyway, what have we got for you today? Well, this is another one in the series of great artists who've inspired me, and it's the work of Edward Seago. So come and join me and we'll paint this lovely little landscape step by step together. So Edward Seago was born in Norwich in England in 1910. He painted in a loose, almost impressionistic style, and I've always loved the atmosphere he created in his paintings, particularly his landscapes. He was a huge favourite of the royal family, and he painted in both oils and watercolour. Now this one here reminds me of Monet's painting of the Thames. And here are a couple of his watercolours, beautifully simple yet effective and full of life. Now out of all his work, this loose little watercolour really spoke to me. It's uncomplicated, suggestive and impressionistic, all things that I strive for in my own work. So for today's materials, my paper is some Arches cold press, 300 gram, 140 pound, and it's on a block so it won't need stretching. And for today's paints, this is a Daniel Smith's Aussie Red Gold, but you could use any orange colour. Here is another Daniel Smith's paint, and this is Mayan Blue Genuine, but you could use any deep turquoise colour. Now here are a couple of Schmincke super granulating colours. This is a Tundra Blue, but you could use perhaps a French ultramarine or even a Prussian blue. And here is the Tundra Violet, which is a really beautiful granulating colour, but you could equally use just a Payne's Grey. And all of these paints are available by clicking the link below in the description. And for my brushes, I'm using all 5 from my range: a mop, 3/4 inch flat, number 12 round, number 6 round, and of course my trusty number 3 Rigger. Okay, so a quick little pencil sketch, no drawing template needed today as it's all fairly simple. Off we go, wetting the whole sheet with my mop with clean water. And Arches is quite a thirsty paper, so it just takes a little time. Then with my flat brush I'm painting a light graduated wash from the top with the Mayan blue. And then a touch of warmth with the Aussie Red Gold. Next, with some simple blobby shapes for the suggestion of distant trees, using some of the Tundra Blue. Now it would be impossible to describe every colour mix here, but I'm just letting all 4 of the colours mix and blend together. So it's a real opportunity for you to experiment with your paints. Now you can see the Mayan Blue and the Aussie Red Gold are really combining nicely to create a lovely muted green. And I'm trying to keep my brush strokes fluid and loose to get that impressionistic feel that Seago had in his paintings. Here splatting in some of the Aussie Red Gold. And here with a clean brush, I'm just lifting out the paint where I want the lighter trunk to be. Next, I'm splatting in a few drops of clean water to create a sort of mottled, dappled effect. And I'm just giving a light spray to make sure that the paint keeps moving. Next, with the Mayan blue, I'm doing some negative painting, filling in the spaces between the tree shapes. I'm also using the dry brush technique to give this lovely loose texture. And I do that by keeping the brush flat and using the texture of the paper. And here I'm coming in with a really creamy mix of the Tundra violet to get a strong dark value, particularly towards the bottom of the shadow area. Blending in here with some of the Aussie Red Gold, all done wet in wet with quick, confident strokes. Next, I'm just accentuating the edges of the stream here, and again using the same colours and letting them blend and merge together. And here I'm just knocking back the strength of the paint with a dry tissue. Now with the trunk, I'm starting with the Tundra violet, although it looks very much like some Payne's grey at the moment. And again I'm blending it in with some of the Aussie Red Gold. Dry brush technique again here, and this lovely dullish green is simply a mixture of the Mayan blue with the Aussie Red Gold. So now we need to let this totally dry. So it's a perfect time for a short break, and well, how about a glass of Edward Seago ale? Okay, alright, I admit it, I made this one up, but it's a thought. Okay, so on we go with the main trees, and this is the Aussie Red Gold again. And a little dab of tissue here just to lift out a little of the colour. And now I'm blending in with a very watery mix of the Mayan blue.
Once again, you're gonna drop me down. Words for you are nothing but a sound. Don't you see? You don't.
Just feel I need to bring out the trunks here with a touch more negative painting.
Life to me is buried in the ground. Never hit the apple in the garden. Guilt and sadness run into your veins. Never hit the apple in the garden. Guilt and sadness run.
Now for a few branch details, and I'm looking for that lovely textured effect that you see a lot in Seago's watercolours. So the technique here is to get a much drier consistency with the paint and quickly drag it across the surface of the paper. It's definitely worth having a quick practice on some scrap paper first. It just really helps to give that lovely, fresh, confident feel to your paintings.
Sure, you've always lived behind the curtains. Too slowly, I come to realize you're not the one that I know. I'm sorry.
Adding in here a few darker values with the Tundra violet.
Never hit the apple in the garden. Guilt and sadness.
And here, for this brownish colour, it's mainly Aussie Red Gold with just a touch of the Tundra blue.
Never hit the apple in the garden. Guilt and sadness run into your veins.
Just a few little finishing touches here in the bank. And now with my trusty No.3 Rigger, a few little spindly grass and bramble details, all very loose and quick. Now for the fence post and the reflection, and I'm using my No.6 brush, and again a quick stroke to get that dry brush effect. Now for the reflection of the tree, I'm re-wetting with clean water directly under the tree and then dropping in wet and wet corresponding colours. Hopefully you can see by using these two granulating colours in my mixes, it's caused this lovely grainy texture to a lot of the washes. Okay, so I'm just about finished and I'm fairly happy with this side, but I feel that this side is a little bit fussy and overworked when you compare it with the freshness of the original. So I'm taking a slightly damp tissue and simply softening and blending some of the hard edges together. It's almost like getting that wet and wet effect back again. I'm also wanting to bring out more this very dark value at the bottom of the trees. Ooh, little shaft of light coming in through the studio window. That's about the first sunshine we've seen in about a week here in the UK. There we go. I think we're done. Just a little tribute to a wonderful artist. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did and you'll give it a go. Just a little tip for today, try and use the biggest paintbrush that you feel confident with because it'll really help you fill in those big shapes. So anyway, I'd just like to say again a very big thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel, who's left a tip in the tip jar. It really is appreciated. And please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment. I do read every single one, even though I can't always reply to every one of them. So have a great week everyone. I look forward to seeing you all again next week for another Watercolour Wednesday. Cheers now.